Here we are once again, another week, another episode. This is the Best of Both Worlds of Wrestling podcast. I am Chris.
I'm Khalil, and this is episode 14.
Yes, indeed.
Plowing through.
Yeah. Teenagers, man. Teenage years now. Right. We're going to jump right into the business this late morning, early afternoon.
It's busy, man.
Yeah.
It's busy. It's exciting what's happening. All right. Actually, everything we're getting into is not exciting, but some of it is unfortunate. But just the sheer volume of things happening is what I'm really referring to. But yeah, man, I'll let you go at it. Go after me.
Yeah, man. So we'll start off with the hot tag. First things first, we mentioned last week that there was heavy speculation that Jade was on her way out of AEW and headed to WWE, and we can now confirm that is the case. She finished up with AEW last week, had her last match with Chris Statlander for the TBS title on Rampage, which a lot of people are saying was probably the best match, if not one of the best matches she's had in AEW. So to go out on that kind of bang, if you will.
Yeah.
Because, one of the only real criticism people had of Jade was how green she was in the ring, but
it should be all right.
Yeah, she'll be all right. Then having
about that.
The fans were chanting "Fight Forever." She got the "This is awesome" chant. She got the "Fight Forever." She got the standing ovation after the match.
I did not see it. I should go check it out. This happened on last week's Collision.
It was on Rampage. So that's probably why. That's probably why.
I saw the end of it, but I was, because everything leaked, the intrigue was going for me. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But
it was a good
I'll check
match.
it out.
Yeah, straight up.
The belief. She's had a couple. She's had some good matches. She's
definitely had a handful, but I would say her and Statlander probably had the best chemistry.
Okay.
They were calling it a lady horse fight. It was two big women comparatively in this business going up against each other. And they were laying in the hits, and it was good. It was good. And to see Jade get that kind of crowd reaction, she was the face by default. The crowd would not boo her.
Well, people missed her. She's been gone for a minute. That's what happens.
Yeah, but but even against someone like Chris Statlander, who the fans love, like Chris was getting the boos during the match, during the exchanges, and Jade was getting all the cheers. So I think that's at least for her professionally or personally in this business, that might be something she's proud of to leave on that high of a note. Might be something that could potentially open a door for her coming back in the future.
To my knowledge, it was an amicable split. To my knowledge.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. But Jade she's been spotted at the PC, the Performance Center already, which is not surprising because she lives in Florida. I believe that's her home base already. So it would be.
I think she lives in Georgia. They said she went back to Georgia.
Oh, okay. So
about hop, skip, and a jump. Más o menos.
Yeah, and I believe they say the terms of her deal is she had like a second tier deal as far as money wise. So she's not getting like Becky Lynch, Charlotte money.
Sure.
Or Becky.
She don't have the experience.
Bianca money. Yeah, exactly. So,
but it's okay. She will get it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Do you think she wants to NXT first?
I hope not. That's my answer. I hope not. That's not the whatever time we spend not seeing her is the time she should be spending just learning at the PC. Yeah. And if people spotted it, they spotted it. But at least we never know when she's actually going to debut. And so that's my feeling towards. Do not debut her on that in that gym. Debut her on a stage. It don't gotta be Royal Rumble necessarily. I was even thinking the day after Royal Rumble, or something like that.
Yeah.
She don't need to be in a title picture so she pop out. She just needs to dominate some people and go
Yeah, give
after
it a
like
little
an
heated feud.
established woman at WrestleMania that's really good. Some people say Charlotte, whoever, but they have a lot of established women there,
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
But I
nah,
think you
do
wait.
not send her to NXT. Please don't.
Yeah, and
She
then
doesn't
you
need it.
don't blow your load and do the Jade Bianca match immediately. You got to let that simmer and build
We
up to
don't know
that.
what Bianca's doing, man. Said she's taking some personal time. Who knows why she wants to? So let her take her time.
Listen, yeah,
We'll
she
get
does the
that when we get it.
bodybuilding stuff too. So Bianca, I know she does the bodybuilding stuff on the side. She just got into that competition wise. So
Mm, yeah,
yeah,
it's
man.
possible, man. But
Yeah, man.
well,
Our athletic queens, man. Shoot.
uh, we love, and not only that, she's in the right place to build the character. We seen some
Mhm.
good Tony Storm stuff. I seen some of that stuff last night on Dynamite, and they got the whole screen going black and white for her now in her
Yeah,
entries, and
yeah, yeah.
I'm all for it. But WWE's gonna get your character right. They gonna market you, and
Hmm.
that's what AEW is still learning to do with people. They gonna market Jade. Them
Yeah.
toys is gonna go nut. The Mattels is gonna go stupid,
Oh, oh.
y'all.
Listen, the
So
merch is gonna go dumb. Like little
and
black girls who are only exposed to WWE as far as wrestling goes is another hero for them, another heroine for them, right up there with Bianca, especially with Sasha not being there anymore. Um, and it's she's just money. Like she's just money. And the only thing I'm gonna miss is cut the shit, Tony. That's it. Ain't no more of that happening.
I
But
still want her to do that drop for me. I hope I can still get an interview her one day. I always wanted that drop just to throw in there.
yeah, oh man, listen,
I'll show my
that'll be
kids
epic.
when I'm older. Like, yeah, man, your daddy interviewed Jade, man. She told me cut the shit. Like you lying. Like, no, she told me cut the shit. You know?
Listen, man.
Um, but hey, Jade was not the only person spotted at the PC
Hmm.
this week. Apparently, well, I can't say apparently. I actually saw the video of Randy Orton coming in at the PC. Uh,
Okay.
he has been away for a number of months, maybe close to a year, maybe over a year. I'm not really sure, honestly.
It's been a while. It's been a
But
while.
he's had a back issue he was tending to. Not sure if he had a surgery or not. Maybe he did. Uh, but he's been on the shelf, recovering. And
Hmm.
usually, when people are trying to get back, they'll go to the PC to work out and see what they can do, and if see they can get cleared, yada yada yada. So
Yeah.
he was seeing the PC this week, which is cool. I'm a big Randy Orton fan,
Yeah,
more
I'm a
so of the
huge.
Legend Killer, Pretty Boy Randy
Yeah.
Orton era, but regardless,
Listen, I was on the internet as a youngin, a Randy Orton apologist every time people try to shit on my man. I was like, no, you don't get it. You dudes don't know psychology. You wouldn't love Jake the Snake. You wouldn't love da 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 da. And but yeah, I'm a big Randy guy, and it's good to see him there because there was a point, I believe, where it was questionable whether he'd return to the ring ever
yeah, that's what
again.
they said.
So at least
Yeah,
it's good to see there's some steps being made that he's gonna, because he's wrestling's better when he's in it, and I feel like when he decides to hang him up, he needs a proper send off, not one of those.
yeah, he's a legend in his own right, man. He
Yeah,
certainly deserves that.
yeah,
Um, Interesting to see how they'll insert him back into all that's happening, but there are worse problems to have, like I like to
yeah.
say.
I'm thinking it'll be singles, no more RK Bro, because Matt Riddle is on some.
I don't know. He got some snafu. We never reported on that, but like, yeah,
Listen,
someone on at the airport. He said the airport people was fondling him or some business like that, and
bro, I
the
haven't
airport people was like,
mentioned.
it's another way around.
Listen, I try not to mention the Matt Riddle stuff because there's so much. There's so much. Like it from failed drug tests to former partners of his accusing him of sexual assault to the incident with the airport, and it's ridiculous. To the backstage heat he had with Goldberg and I believe Brock Lesnar at one point they had heat, but yeah,
Well, yeah, I think him and Goldberg was over like MMA stuff. Like he's like, bro, like, you're not really
mm.
MMA. You just try to be that. Come through. Let's show you how real MMA do. And Goldberg wasn't trying to hear it. Um, Yeah. Well, the way you and I both watched wrestling and been involved in the industry stuff long enough to know this might be he might not have done nothing, honestly. They might just be like, yo, you're always in some shit. We're just gonna let you go. They might just do that.
Yeah, man,
They got a lot going on right now. A
yeah.
lot of money riding on this endeavor
Mm-hmm.
TKO business. So
Yep.
yeah, that's kind of how I look at it.
And they won't hesitate to let him go because Matt's a former UFC fighter, and apparently him and he got big heat with the UFC. Like, so it won't be an issue for them to cut ties with him. And I don't think he's really a hot commodity anyway. So
I'll say
whatever.
this, and this will be a great segue, but there are places for him to go now more
Hmm.
than ever if it does get cut, which leads me to the recent layoffs that went on yesterday, which was
Yes.
Wednesday at the WWE, which was
Oh man.
expected once this deal went through that they could finally go and do the cleaning up, which is don't want to actually, that sort of dehumanizes what's happening, but the
Yeah.
cleanup that they wanted to do. So they let go of a good amount of folks, some well tenured folks, Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, Mustafa Ali,
Hmm.
Elias, uh, Emma and Riddick Moss, uh, Aaliyah, Dana Brooke, Rick Boogs. I'm gonna miss Rick Boogs. I say Pop Dollar, Daba Kato, Mace and Mansoor, Shanky, Quincy Elliott.
I'm some
Is Quincy
NXT
Elliott
guy.
the dude that was like the flamboyant NXT dude?
I'm not even sure.
Hold on a
I'm
second.
not even sure to be honest.
Bryson Montana and Yulia Leon. That person was from, I guess I was an NXT person. Quincy Elliott. Let me see. Cause I think after a while I didn't see him on TV like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all hard. I mean, it's a tough character to get with people, man. Yes,
Yeah,
that is
man.
who I thought it was. That's the dude that was, yeah. I don't know if I watched any of his matches, but
Hmm.
the character was a lot. I mean, people felt like the business had evolved enough. Like we had give a shout out to
Sunny
Sunny
Kiss.
Kiss a couple weeks ago. Um, but I feel like his wrestling or their wrestling style was still more palatable
Hmm.
than Quincy Elliott because Quincy Elliott's a bigger dude, so or bigger person. So I don't know if like
Oh, is that the
Sonny Kiss
dude?
could hop around and flip, and you know what I mean? He could
Yeah,
do all
yeah.
they could do all that. So yeah, I don't know if I seen the same thing Quincy Elliott. Last time I saw Quincy Elliott, he was on some like they were on some like consultant type vibe. Like this is what you need to do with your character
Is
type of thing.
that who was they would have always do like outfit of the day photos on the Instagram, be like they're because I want to Google because I can't put a face to the name honestly. But
I'm gonna show you. But
what you call it?
I
Yeah,
know the
man.
name
I mean,
sounds familiar.
I know Mustafa Ali had like a year and a half, 2 years ago, had requested his release. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
was thinking. But yeah, Mustafa Ali had requested his release like 2 years ago. I remember, like publicly, like on Twitter, was requesting his release, and they wouldn't. But I guess he got his wish now. But he of the names that were let go, he is definitely someone who's gonna find work very soon. I think he takes a I think he'll do a tour of Japan and the Indies before trying to get with an AEW or Impact or something like that. Shelton, he's in the back nine of his career, but he can still go. I could see him getting one of those like Jay Lethal spots in AEW where he just comes like he's not a major player, but you'll see him from time to time on TV. And then people are speculating that Ziggler might be done with wrestling. He might
Well,
just
he
do
been
his stand
cultivating
up.
his comedy career and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So they think he might just focus on that. because he's made a lot of money. He's put his body through enough. So, I mean, granted, his brother's in AEW, but yeah, I think
If he wants
he's
a bag, he could probably just be a manager for his brother.
yeah, but he is him and Shelton are the ones who don't really need wrestling anymore, and maybe to a lesser extent Mustafa, but Mustafa's still young and still has years left in his business.
Hmm.
But yeah, Emma,
I hope she
I
goes to
think
AEW.
she might go back to Impact. Honestly, I can see her going back to Impact because she has she was an upper mid carder there. She already has an established character. Impact writes out their wrestlers in interesting ways so they can be written back in, like in some wacky, crazy way. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she went back to Impact, especially with I feel like AEW has a lot of people, regardless of gender, on their roster that still aren't getting TV time, even with the advent of Collision. But yeah, Emma's another one. She'll be back. She'll be somewhere, either Impact or AEW, so she'll be fine. I feel like.
In order for AEW to start making the profits they want, these things will begin to happen over there too.
Yeah,
There isn't enough
yeah,
TV time. There's nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just too much. It's just not enough TV time to showcase everybody and to
yeah,
weave stories in between. It's a lot. It's a lot. Also, Rick Boogs is a little shocking to me only because I've seen that he and this is probably I want to segue role right now if you ask me. Uh,
mhm.
but I seen he met The Rock on Friday. We'll get to that in a second. And he
Oh
took a
yeah,
picture
yeah,
with him and he was doing his little flexing thing, and I'm like, damn, son, it's less than a week later, and that was it. Like, damn. So I don't know if they seen it coming or not, but all the best to everybody. Appreciate them for their contributions to the game. And
yeah, yeah. It always sucks when you lose a job in this business, but luckily the
or you lose
business
any
is at
job
a
that you ain't anticipating losing, or you know what I mean.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because
we be like that.
I think the big surprise for them was they were expecting WWE to just let contracts quietly run out instead of just outright releasing people. Because when you release them, there's the 90-day no compete
Right.
clause, as opposed to just letting the contract ride out and then being able to immediately get work right after. So, but I think they get paid out during the no compete clause, so it's not
Yeah, I'm sure that's
completely
part of. I'm
unfair.
sure they get like a. I'm sure they got a decent severance type of vibe.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I would assume so. I would assume so.
yeah.
Um,
But 90 days is a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
it sure is.
but that's a consequence of the Monday Night Wars. It's like you didn't want them immediately jumping to WCW, so they put that little bullshit in there to prevent that. But it sucks now.
Yeah, I mean, well, funny enough, other companies do it too, like regular ass companies, and it's
That
like,
is
bro,
true.
I'm
Yeah,
not just showing up at Google like, oh, he's here,
that's true. Yeah,
he's here, I
but I
want
think it's like
you.
see, I think a lot of companies do that, and they do like the poaching thing. Like, okay, you can't contact anybody from this job for 90 days because we don't want you trying to poach them and take them to your new location or
Mm,
whatever, whatever. I know my job does that.
how would they know?
I have no idea, honestly.
Okay,
Well, I work for like a multi-billion-dollar company, so they probably got lawyers and private investigators who be in on that, looking into that.
okay, that's far above my pay grade. Then I'm gonna stay right here and behave myself. We also got SmackDown moving on a new network, man. What you can tell us about that?
Yeah, man. So SmackDown has struck a deal with, well, not SmackDown, WWE has struck a deal with NBC Universal to air SmackDown on USA. I want to say it's somewhere from 3 to 5 years. I'm not sure the exact number, but I know the minimum is three, and
I
I
feel
don't
like it's
think it's
5.
more
Yeah, I
than
think I
five.
heard 5,
Yeah, I think
but
it's
I
five.
don't know how much it was. I don't know how much they got for it, but I think it was 5.
Yeah, so no more Fox. I think the issue was Fox was losing money on SmackDown despite the high ratings. So that's why they weren't eager to renew. And
Mm.
yeah, it's weird. It's like some weird. I think it was like the projected money was set at such a high level that the money they were making didn't reach that, so they kind of painted themselves into a corner and decided to cut ties. But
I feel like WWE probably like, yo, we tired of being put on FS1 once in the blue and taking ratings hits because of that.
yeah,
You
yeah. I
know,
mean, FS1 really? Like,
you're not really
like
gonna be able to
granted,
find them on a sports network because all services are going to prefer or put a premium on live sports because
yeah,
that's where the
yeah,
real money is. Because those shits don't got writers. That shit is not liable to be. I mean, they can't get a strike in sports, but as far
yeah,
as we can see, everybody's collective bargaining is straight right now. So it's a premium thing to have your live basketball, baseball, football, um, and then you might discuss pro wrestling afterwards. But
yeah,
so when you're on a channel like Fox, who's gonna run football and baseball games throughout a week, yeah, you're gonna run into some snafus, and I guess
hmm
maybe that's could be becoming an issue
yeah.
um, at this
Like
point as
it's the
well.
same issue. Like granted, Raw. Well, here's the other thing: Raw and NXT, their contracts with NBC Universal haven't been renewed yet. So, when things like that happen, the internet gets to talking and now everyone's speculating, oh, what if Raw goes to another network? Is it not going to be on Mondays anymore? This, that, and the third. But I don't see that happening because I think outside of the NFL regular season, Monday is a prime spot for wrestling. There's
Mhm.
really not much competition, honestly, except for like network TV shows. But like,
Which we don't have right now.
yeah, exactly. So I think the deal just hasn't been done yet. I think they just got the SmackDown deal done first, and then they're gonna work on this. But yeah, I don't see Raw moving to any other any other day you move to, you're gonna be splitting your audience essentially. I mean, with the exception of Thursday, maybe, but because Impact comes on a network that only so many people get, but
Yo, I was on Twitter yesterday. I don't know if it was Trinity or somebody was like, "Yo, we're live on Impact on Access TV right now," and I just watched the post like, man, can't do nothing
yeah,
about that.
I know, right?
Good luck to y'all. I can't.
Listen, and I get it because I only get it because I got Files, so they carry Access TV.
I don't think I got access, man. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I remember reading like, "Oh, catch you on next time. I'll see you when you show up at Raw."
It's funny because I was actually watching Impact last night. They did the it was the second week of the Impact 1000 special. But
Oh, they're stretching
yeah.
it out.
Yeah. I think it was only these 2 weeks though, this week and last week. I don't think they're
Oh,
gonna
okay.
yeah. But yeah, we're gonna see. I'm
Who is their
assuming
champion? Who is the Impact champion?
right now it's Alex Shelley.
Oh, won the Motor
Yeah,
City Machine. And the other
yeah,
dude won the X Division, right? Or Chris Sabin
yeah.
won that. That's his
Chris
man. That's
Sabin, yeah,
Motor City, right?
yeah. Chris
Yeah,
Sabin won it on.
them dudes been around a long time,
I
man.
know, and they still going, man. They
Them
take care of
dudes
their
are
bodies really well.
golly. And so
Like,
what's they deal? Did they like break up or they were like, yo, let's get these tag titles. I mean these singles titles.
so they're still a tag team. They just decided to go for singles. So the thing with Alex Shelley, Impact's world champion before him was the original world champion was Josh Alexander. He's this Canadian wrestler. He's phenomenal. But
Mhm.
he's from Canada. Um, it's a disservice that he doesn't get more exposure because of the network situation with Impact, but he is really, really good. Like really, really good. But
Mhm.
he suffered an injury, so he had to vacate the title. So they had a tournament for the title, and I believe Steve Macklin won it first, and I think Alex Shelley won it after. But yeah, Alex Shelley's been the current champ for a few months now, and Saban, he just won the X Division title last week because he in a great match with Leo Rush. That was one of the nominees for my Slam of the Week last week. But
Okay.
yeah, so he's a 10-time X Division champion, and I think it was a pride thing. Like Leo Rush's character was heel, and he didn't like the way he was representing the X Division with his antics, so he had to take the title back. Impact. We got to represent the company right. I've been here since the beginning. But
Okay.
shout out to them. They still got a lot left in the tank, and like,
Mark Henry put such a different energy on that phrase, man. It's hilarious. That's one of my
not for real
favorite
though, man.
wrestling segments ever.
Listen, the salmon jacket, the
I forgot what
heartfelt goodbye.
I forgot his wife's name, but he said, well, whoever name, and he was like, I'm coming home. And everybody was just like, oh.
Senator John Cena
He
comes
act like he
out,
was crying. Oh my God.
and boom, now baby, the House of Pain is still going.
It was so believable because he had been around for so long at that
The
point.
Hall of Pain. Yeah.
You
So
know
it
what
was
I
a
mean?
believable retirement.
Oh my God. And he was off TV for a minute. It's just like, all right, bro, like you
Yeah.
had enough.
Nah, I love
But
that
something
segment.
something told me something was off. I didn't know it was gonna go like that though.
Yeah.
Then that dude just came back up. I got a lot left for the tank. I was like, what?
He won that was the beginning of the lead up to his world title run, right? Or had he already won the world title?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh
Shout out
my
to Mark
God.
Henry.
That was
Shout out to
so
Mark
good.
Henry.
That was so that's just when you're a pro, it go down like that. When you're a
Yeah.
pro, you could just pull that thing on. That was so good. It's off
Hmm.
topic, man. But I got a lot left in the tank. That shit is it's
Do you,
legendary.
do you think SmackDown stays on Fridays? I believe so.
Um,
Because they're already doing
given the
good
current
numbers.
given the current climate, um, I think I think it'll be best for it to stay on Friday.
Yeah.
Judging from the
No.
comp, it's just so much wrestling, man.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is split your audience. Like,
TNA
like,
comes on Thursdays.
yeah. But
Yeah,
their
so it's like
audience is so limited that SmackDown's going to reach more people anyway just by being on USA versus Access TV. So
just being
that's like a moot point.
on the markets. I guess right before that, like I personally can't watch it. I hardly ever watch
Mm,
NXT. Like I see Raw Monday. I'm cool with watching Dynamite on Wednesday if I'm home. Like I'm cool with that nice little day in between.
yeah,
Um, I can't do NXT on a Tuesday, man. Uh, I was never big on the weekly NXT anyway. I was always more of like I watch the takeovers, and the takeovers will allow me to know what's kind of happening, and I keep my finger on
yeah.
the pulse of what's happening. Um, but they're not even doing monthly takeovers anymore like that, right? Or takeovers aren't monthly, were they? I thought they used to do monthly takeovers. Maybe they were doing quarterly takeovers.
They used to do I think they used to do monthly takeovers. And
Yeah,
then
it felt like they used to do them in arenas, but
yeah, because then the big deal was they would run certain takeovers during certain other pay-per-view weekends. So you'd see Royal Rumble weekend, there'll be a big takeover
mhm,
that Saturday before the Rumble, or Mania weekend, there'll be a takeover. They still do the takeover on the Friday instead of the Saturday now since Mania's 2 days. But
okay.
yeah, the takeover special used to be a big, big deal back then, man. But that's the black and gold era of NXT.
Indeed,
Now
man.
they do different. They do like they go more along the lines of AEW, like doing specials on TV. So like one episode of NXT on Tuesday might be dubbed Halloween Havoc, and then it'll
Yes,
be themed like that. And I think they're doing they No Mercy is the next one they're having now.
I
So
think
they're
I
gonna
heard that.
reviving all the pay-per-view names for these NXT specials.
Bring back custom sets, please. That's what I want.
Listen,
If it's No Mercy, I want it to feel like No Mercy, man. Stop playing.
that's one of the big things I miss, man. And in your house
Absolutely.
pay-per-view, you knew you was watching the in your house pay-per-view when you saw the house set up on the stage with the big window and everything.
And that was people used to walk through the door. Please, man.
I
Good
remember
stuff.
Backlash used to have those like big swinging sights or whatever.
Hmm. Armageddon, sometimes they used to have flames that would go on the whole night. They'll
Yes,
just have
yes.
fire. Like, bro, they used to do some stuff back then, man.
Yeah, now it's just
They used to
LED
do some
screens.
stuff. I felt like there's a few Armageddon sets where they had just fire going on there. And I'm like, bro, these people are crazy. But it adds to the show.
Listen, I love a
It
theme
adds to the
set.
show.
Halloween Havoc. Come on, you knew was watching Halloween Havoc when you see the big inflatable ghosts and
Pumpkin.
the big inflatable pumpkin and the big tombstones and everything, man. Listen,
Yeah.
bring that creativity back.
It'd be nice, man. It'd be nice. Well, since we're on top of SmackDown, big return last Friday.
Hmm.
Uh, The Rock was in Colorado and interrupted or joined Pat McAfee's segment with Austin Theory.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell
yes.
you what, man. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it yet, but the crowd was loud when his music hit.
Hmm.
Then they went louder when he actually appeared. It's very rare you get like you thought they was loud and
Yeah,
they got out, bro. That was just a lot of fun. Once I see McAfee kind of be like, this is the people's show. I was like, oh, that's
yeah,
you only hear that when the Rock is around. I'm like, oh wait, and I start doing the math. I'm like, oh, I think they in town for Deion Sanders' team chilling or whatever.
yeah.
It must be in the
And
same state. He probably was like, yo, let me pass through right quick. Um, and that's
because
what happened.
what you
Yeah,
call it? Rock. So all of ESPN was in Colorado, like all the morning shows that they were in Colorado for the Colorado was a Colorado State game last week, and so they
trick
did.
question, right? Because they both was in both them teams was
Yeah, yeah,
Colorado State versus Colorado.
yeah. So they did
Yeah.
first take from there, and then ESPN's airing the Pat McAfee show now. So they did the Pat McAfee show from there, and then The Rock made an appearance on Pat McAfee talking about how him versus Roman was all but scheduled to happen at Mania, but they couldn't. In The Rock's words, he said we couldn't come up with something that he felt would satisfy the fans enough because it wasn't enough to just have a match. Like he wanted to make sure like it's one of the greatest stories and that the fans would be so enthralled. But what the streets are saying is he ain't want to be affiliated with WWE during that whole Vince McMahon scandal. So that's why it didn't happen.
Smart.
So it
Smart.
makes sense, yeah. But but he said in that same on Pat McAfee show, he teased, he was like, but WrestleMania's in Philly next year. And then boom,
Also,
lo and
he
behold, he
also
appears on
said
SmackDown.
he also said that him and Vince met in a hotel with somebody else and like to
And
start
Nick Khan.
discussing these things. Yeah.
Him, Vince, and Nick Khan.
So he could be talking out both sides of his mouth. You met with him at a hotel and broke bread. You
Yeah.
don't not like him that much.
Well,
And for
he said they so this was this is 2023, right?
you know
So
what,
the
that could have
meeting
happened
happened
before the shit came out.
he said the meeting happened in 2021,
Okay.
and they were going to do a year, take the year to develop and build up for last year's WrestleMania.
All
So
this
yeah, it could
tells
have
me
very well happened right before the scandal dropped.
all this tells me that they did not take heed to what I would like to happen. That's all. They bracking their brains about what should happen. And I already done told the listeners, come back as Hollywood Rock and
Hmm.
just be a thorn in his side. Just be so dismissive of Roman that it pisses him off. But you can do Hollywood Rock as a face. But I don't want to see Dwayne Johnson, the actor, is back.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
give me the Rock, man. Give me the funny jokes. Give me like that's what we want. We want the character, man. So I wish I had. If I wish I knew, I wish I knew someone that had his ear just to
hmm
hear me out. I don't know what type of
hmm
groundbreaking thing he wants to do that's never been done before. You need to put
yeah,
Roman over. That's no big deal. Just do it in an entertaining fashion. Give us
yeah.
Hollywood Rock for a month and a half lead up, and call it a day. Give us that for 6 weeks. Give us Hollywood Rock for 6 weeks. I already got the whole idea planned out when he comes back, and they keep messing with me, trolling me. talking about we want to do something special that ain't been done before. Do what's been done before that work. We ain't seen
Yeah,
Hollywood Rock in 20 years. In
exactly.
20 years.
And
Stop
let's be
playing with
honest,
us. Come on, man.
wrestling, this business, for the most part, you say it's been around for at least 100 years.
Hmm.
There is not many things left under the sun that you can do that will be
What you gonna
brand
do?
new
Fighting
or
AI? What are you gonna
groundbreaking.
do?
Yeah, like
What are you gonna do?
do what works and just do it to a level where you
Right.
know it's going to be knocked out of the park. But
Right.
do
I
you think it
want,
should be for the belt?
huh?
Do you think the title should be involved? Because the streets is saying if the title's involved, what happens to Cody finishing his story at WrestleMania and winning the big one?
Mm. Well, I don't think him finishing his story needs to happen at WrestleMania.
Mm,
I do think it needs to have the title involved. And I do
yeah.
think it involves him beating Rome.
Mm,
Um, I don't think I think it could work out just fine for Cody if he doesn't get the Mania main event this next WrestleMania,
yeah.
and The Rock gets it, but The Rock loses, and Cody ends up beating Roman at like SummerSlam. I
Okay.
think it just makes it better because now
Yeah.
Roman doesn't beat The Rock. So it's like, bro, you. So I think so. If they decide to go that direction, they can figure it out. I think that might be the way to go. The story's not about winning at WrestleMania. The story's about winning that specific championship
Yeah.
that his father
Yeah.
didn't get to win.
Well, depending on who you asking.
I mean, he said it. He said
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? He already main evented WrestleMania. Check. And that wasn't finishing the story.
Yeah.
So it has to be about the championship. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like that's kind of and he's I think he has won matches at WrestleMania before. I think he won a WrestleMania match before.
I think
Trying to
so.
think. I think he beat Rey Mysterio at 25, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I mean,
pretty
so
sure
it's
he
not.
defended the Intercontinental title at one.
So you can't
I'm
say that he
assuming.
didn't. He defended a couple. The Big
Yeah.
Show beat him at one of them too. He was like he was prominently featured, man. They just started jerking him like towards the end,
Yeah.
but he's had some moments. But I mean, look, man, give me Roman wanting service backstage,
Hmm.
food and beverage, and all the services are tied up because The Rock
The Rock.
is ordering
Yeah.
stuff. It's like who the fuck is who's here? And I'm like, bro, why is he not going down that direction? Like, you know how entertaining that would be? Who's here? And then you try to knock on his door. He's like, "Oh, sorry, he's resting." Like all this type of the whole night. What they used to do a lot back in the day, they don't do no more. Is let a story run the whole night
Yeah.
and keep you
Yeah.
watching. Why? Why
Multiple
can't I? Who's
backstage
behind this
segments.
door,
Hmm.
bruh? Anyway, man, I'm gonna
Listen,
find a way to get in touch with them. I'm not
well,
even like a
there's
dude that could write scripts like that. But
yeah.
this here, it writes itself to me.
Well, there's an alternate story where it's like if you don't want the belt involved, have Roman lose the belt at let's say the Rumble or something like that, and have that be the start of a paranoia slash downward spiral. And now he has to do everything he can to remain tribal chief, and he thinks now like the last thing he has to do is defeat who in actuality would be the tribal chief of the family and The
He's the
Rock.
biggest breadwinner.
Yeah. So it's like so losing the title as a means to drive Roman's paranoia and sense of I'm losing grip on everything. I need to establish my dominance again. But
What do you I like that idea, but like
mm,
if you do that, what does Cody do? Who does he face for the title
see,
in
that's
that
the
span of
question.
time?
Because then you got to start. See,
That
that's the
makes it
question you got to
interesting.
start
That makes
asking.
a
Yeah,
WrestleMania main event.
yeah.
It's like,
Because who he just fought? What he just fought Dominic Mysterio. That's not going to be a actual
and he
long
can't be
term
you
feud.
don't want to be transitional because I can so give him
Mm,
LA Knight. But if you give him LA Knight should beat him. But that's like it's too quick. So it's like, don't do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you could just do the same thing, have LA Knight lose and be like, yo, it's not the end of his story. LA Knight's story's still going and still drag that out even longer. But not drag
Yeah,
out,
but
but
also
extend.
they're both faces, and so it wouldn't be as compelling.
Yeah, that's true.
You want him to go up against someone that's like, you want Atlanta to go against someone that's like has insurmountable odds. Sort of like what they did with Cody and Roman. Like, damn, son,
Yeah,
can he like after a while, it's like everybody's kept interfering, and he just lost. It was like, bro, I'm trying to fight all y'all off, man. Come on,
where
you know.
and now you got one less person to worry about. Now that Jay, good guy Jay, is on Raw trying to redeem himself.
WrestleMania Philly will be interesting. I do think they're saving Jay versus Jimmy for that probably.
Oh yeah, true, true, true.
That's what I'm guessing. We'll see what happens with
Hmm.
that. To round out the hot tag, I didn't watch the whole match. I watched all the Dynamite, but my head might have been down for this match a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, Apparently, I saw the end of it, and it looked weird with John Moxley, and like he was getting pinned and he didn't kick out, and I'm like, hello, I didn't know something went
Yeah,
wrong. And I'm like, run the ref,
yeah.
stop, count the three. He ain't kick out, you know. And then they did that other move again. Ray Phoenix did. Uh, I love that guy, by the way.
Ray
Yeah,
Phoenix. Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Like
really good.
Skip Bayless likes to say sometimes when he watches LeBron James, like he does something every night that he'd never seen before.
Hmm.
Ray Phoenix do things, I'd be like, what the hell? You know what he did yesterday? No,
Oh, the
last
night
night this
before.
happened.
No, no, the night
Well, it was
before. We
Friday.
Friday
Sorry, yeah, a
now.
couple nights
Yeah.
ago, bro. You know how the Undertaker be walking on the rope? This
Hmm.
dude Ray Phoenix did that, but he was running on the rope.
Oh, he does a little run and it kicked him in the
He's
face.
he is no, he just but he did it in his entrance. He's fucking around,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
just chilling. I was like, this guy he's ridiculous. That dude is
No,
crazy.
he is. No,
That
he's
dude's
one of my
crazy.
favorites. Like there's a lot of great luchadors out now, but he
Ray
is one of
Phoenix is
those.
amazing talent, yo.
Yeah, he's
Like
one of those
people that know how
ones.
to just manipulate the ropes and manipulate the ring how they want.
Yeah.
Amazing. Maybe you
So
could
we
speak to this. I don't know if you saw the match in real time. Apparently, there was a dive towards the end of the match that got John Moxley loopy, and they just continued essentially.
yeah, it's I think it was a dive to the outside. Phoenix diving onto Mox, and I think he just like landed too high on Mox and caught him, and like Mox was head hit the back, so Mox was knocked loopy. But the end of the match was an audible. So
Hmm.
Ray hits his finisher, and then Moxley's supposed to kick out, but Moxley doesn't kick out. But the referee does not count the three either. So
Yeah,
there's that confusion, which means that someone slipped
missed
up and didn't
something.
check. Yeah, someone didn't
Yeah,
either check on Mox, or Mox didn't let it be known that, or Mox wasn't able to let it be known that something was off with him. But yeah, there was a slip up there, and then if
but then
you
he did the
listen
finisher again, and I looked at. I was like,
yeah,
I look a little. Ooh.
because you can audibly, if you listen closely, you could hear Mox saying, "Do it again," or like, "Let's run it again." So that's why Ray does the move again, and then he does it a little safer that time, and then the referee counts to three, and then Phoenix is a new champion. I think the idea was for Mox to retain, but they had to
Mhm.
call the audible because he's clearly hurt, and then you don't know the extent of the injury. So he was fortunately well, in the grand scheme of things, fortunately
Sure.
diagnosed with a mild concussion. So he'll probably miss a few weeks, but thankfully it isn't anything too serious where he's going to be on the shelf for a while, or it's going to affect his, I mean, concussions affect your quality of life, but like it's not a neck or back injury or broken bone or something like that.
You know, you gotta give it time.
Yeah.
And it's a safer environment that we're in now that will allow that. Well, damn, I just put the charger in here. Whoa, getting crazy. Um, I don't really personally feel like Mox needed that title. So in watching it, I wasn't sure what
Hmm.
happened until like they were celebrating and they weren't putting the camera on the ring. I was like, okay, something really did
Oh yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I was like, I'm interested in this dude having the belt because I feel like that title is for people that need titles. The international title for
And
people that need titles. Like John Moxley, if he's not in the heavyweight title picture, he don't need a title.
mhm. Yeah, I feel like
It's-
that's a when things like that happen, I feel like that's the wrestler saying, "I let me elevate this title, or let me keep this." Like, because in actuality, he does not need that belt at all.
I
The
was kind of
only
like people
reason,
still popped when Ray Phoenix won. Like they was hyped.
yeah,
So I was
yeah,
like, yeah,
and
people want to see him win something cool. Like I thought it
and I
wasn't a
think
bad
like
idea.
yeah, and I feel like sometimes people do like companies do that, so it's like this belt is not like lower tier if someone like Mox is gonna rock with it, but
But
other
I
than
think
that, I feel like that
Cassidy, I
title,
thought raised the shit already
yeah,
because he was
yeah,
defending every week,
he
and that's how you
100%
and
did.
that's how you raise that shit.
Yeah, that was another reason Moxie didn't really need it.
Hmm.
Like, granted, I would have had you could have had Orange retained and then lose to Phoenix, because like one of the things I felt like was missing from that title when it initially was brought in as an All Atlantic title, they touted how it's a belt that's going to be defended in international waters and against different people wrestlers from different countries. So it's going to be really be like for those who remember like the World X Cup TNA used to do, where it
I
used to
mean,
be
that's
like
what the European title was supposed to be.
yeah,
It
and
was
I
supposed
felt
to be
like
like when we go to other countries, like we're gonna defend this title because we was making moves in Europe and shit, in London
yeah.
and whatnot. That's what the European title was supposed to be,
Mhm. And
you
initially,
know.
when Pac first won the belt, he was defending it in the UK, and the tournament for the belt were wrestlers representing different countries and whatever. So I think they got away from that a little bit during OC's run. Not that he didn't face people from different countries; they didn't just play up the fact
Right.
that these were people from different countries trying to vie for the international belt. So I think Phoenix winning it, you can get back to that a little bit more now. But we'll see. Mox doesn't want to take a vacation, so he's been forced to take a vacation, I guess, now with this. But
Something usually happens, man,
yeah,
where that ends up being the case,
yeah,
unfortunately.
and unfortunately, it's happened. Fortunately, it's not severe. But yeah, man, it was snake bitten, and another person who seems to be snake bitten, your man, Adam Cole,
Well, yeah, thanks for
who
bringing that up, actually, because like what I wanted to bring up was well, that's also part of my Sam of the week, but
yeah,
what I wanted to bring up was just when I was watching Dynamite, even after that, after the Mox injury, there's like two
mhm,
other matches. Like they were playing up. They were trying to tell a story with Soraya's neck in her women's match, and then
yeah,
there was
yeah.
another match. And they're playing up some neck stuff. And I'm like, bro,
Probably the MJF Joe match,
yeah,
probably.
I'm like, is everybody neck fucked? Like we just saw a real neck thing happen, like a real weird
Yeah,
head thing happen. Let's kind of lay off the neck stuff because now every second somebody calling the thing down. No,
yeah.
it's not that. Like it was weird. They should
It's
have they should
tough.
have tweaked that a little bit.
It's tough because like with Soraya, it's the injury that kept her out of the business. So you're always wondering every time she has a match.
Hmm.
Like even if they don't play it up in the back of your mind, if you know that's what put her on the shelf, you're always gonna be
That's what used to be
thinking,
with Shawn Michaels
yeah,
with the
yeah,
back.
when he first came back. And
Yeah.
then I think the MJF thing is they've been playing into it for so many weeks now with his neck and Roddy's neck and the way Adam cares about MJF's neck and the way Adam cares about Roddy's neck. It was just, I think it was like they couldn't back out of it with it being
Hmm.
such a prominent part of that story, especially with Joe going after MJF's neck for the past few weeks already. But it's yeah, I hate it's tough when someone gets hurt and then you do more
Then you
work
got to do a bunch of fake
injuries.
hurts. It's like,
Yeah,
bro, someone really got hurt. Like, let's just
yeah, and it's
do
just
the
like
matches.
it feels tone deaf.
I
But
mean, don't get me wrong. I feel there's ways to sell it, but don't
mhm,
have the referee like, oh, you got to call somebody down. Like, don't have him do all that extra shit. Cause we
yeah,
just saw
yeah,
that for real.
mhm.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
play up,
I feel you on
sell it,
that.
but like, let's not do the extra stuff that we have to. And then everybody gets quiet. Oh, she has a history. And I'm like, no, I ain't
Yeah,
feeling necessary. But I will segue into my slam of the week. My slam of the week is actually MJF versus Samoa Joe. Thought that was a lot of fun. And
definitely.
to your point, I saw Adam Cole run down the ramp. I saw him jump off the stage, and I saw him. We've all done that, by the way.
Yeah.
Kind of landed wrong enough.
And
I was
it's
like,
like
oh.
immediately come up and be like, ah shit. Ah. Like trying to jump off, skip the last 3 stairs, going down the stairs, you just jump to the bottom.
Bro, I was like, well, I know how that feels. That's that little tweak, and it's like, ah.
Yep.
And and he lived the rest of the night. I was like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need crutches myself. I haven't had that issue, but looks like he's gonna be hobble. They could do something with this though, because they
They
could
can.
like, bro, if he walks around on crutches, then you can have Roderick Strong try to come to him like, hey man, you
Exactly.
okay? Like
Exactly.
they could play with this stuff. They could play with it if they really smart
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it. If they
Hopefully
really
it's not a
smart about it.
significant injury.
I hope not. It wasn't that dude weighed like 156, man. Don't come on. I hope he ain't break nothing. Wait, that
No
ain't too bad.
plantar fasciitis.
I, I think it was just he probably just landed on the foot wrong. Like sometimes you know how it is.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
like no man,
You just tweet
hopefully
something.
just stay off of it and ice it and hopefully should be straight within a week.
Hmm.
Um he doesn't even need to be back in a week, I don't think. So
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't need him anytime soon.
but I did see that,
Well, I think they're gonna defend the ROH tag team titles.
he could work
Well, they're
he's been
building up
hurt
to him
before.
defending
He could
that.
work
Yeah,
around that.
yeah. In the tag team match, yeah, you can do that. You can hide that. But Joe still got it, man.
Oh,
Speaking of someone else who at one point we thought their in ring career was over.
due to
Um,
injuries,
yeah, due to injuries, but
ticky tack injuries.
he is back, man. Him and MJF, man. Really, really good match. I was considering that, but I had to. Um, my pick for my slam of the week is a little bit more heartfelt because I was a little more emotionally invested in this match. Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH title. Eddie did it. Finally won the big one. Has a world championship under his belt.
I saw that. I thought it was cool. I like the reaction. I like the Eddie one.
Yeah.
I I get a little bit bored with like the just the punching back and forth thing.
Hmm.
It's too slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
It's funny because like Eddie's style is like early to mid 90s Japanese style, where it was just heavy strikes and fucking suplexes. That's like really all it was. But the story is what I was so invested in because what AEW did, I didn't watch the whole thing because I already knew like a lot of the backstory. AEW on YouTube last week put up a 90-minute video chronicling the history between Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli. 90 minutes long.
They got that much history, buddy.
Yes, bro.
90
Yes.
minutes. Bro,
90
that
minutes.
is for the hardcore. I thought I was hardcore. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
hardcore.
And like
Um,
obviously you can't air that on TV in its entirety. So, but
90. You're serious.
yeah,
I think
90 minutes.
my general idea of Eddie Kingston since I've been watching him again, I've only watched him since AEW started.
Mhm.
Is basically his story is always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, but due to his own doing,
Okay.
like not taking his fitness serious enough, or his going having these spats of like mental, like he's big on mental awareness because he's mental health awareness,
Yeah.
because he like it'll be like he'll be on the precipice of greatness and he does something where his anger or his temper gets the better of him and he just ruins it for himself. So like it's been a ongoing thread in the feud. This feud, his feud with CM Punk, um, when he had I don't know if him and Brian Danielson wrestled, but they definitely had an exchange of words. It's all been like Eddie. We've been in the same locker rooms all these years, and the reason you haven't reached the heights we have is because you just did not commit. Like you had all the potential, but you're a disappointment. And it's
Mhm.
always a bridesmaid, never the bride. But you're the reason you're never the bride. So it's the big thing about him finally overcoming that, finally overcoming Claudio, and then it being in
New York.
Queens, New York,
Yeah.
like it's the perfect place
I
to
was
do it.
happy for him. I
Yeah,
was happy
man.
for him.
Yeah, man. And
And
it's
he's a great promo. So like,
he is. He is. And
yeah,
like like there's subtle things in it I love, like when he won with the power bomb, and that's earlier this year he met one of his heroes in wrestling is not Masawa, oh what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? I'll tell you right now. Kawada. And he met Kawada, and Kawada was telling him, start imploring the power bomb more into your moveset, start winning matches with that. So he had the yellow and black on because Kawada wore yellow and black, and so
he usually
the
wears that though, no?
this yeah he usually wears but always because of Kawada, because Kawada's his favorite wrestler, so he
Oh,
always
okay.
wears. He'll switch up the color scheme if only to celebrate another old Japanese wrestler, but that was a nice touch. And Claudio coming out in the he had a satin jacket from Ribera Steakhouse, and that's a
Yeah, that's
steakhouse
the spot in Japan.
in
All
Japan
the
where
wrestlers kick it at.
yeah, exactly, and it's like a badge of honor to get that jacket because it means you've done the tour in Japan and you've possibly wrestled at the Tokyo Dome, which
Hmm.
is the biggest venue in Japan. And Eddie only just recently got that jacket. So Claudio coming out in that jacket on some, this is some Japanese shit that I've been had, that you just had. It's like an extra level of sting that
That's
he could
funny.
put towards Eddie. But so yeah, I got a lot of personal investment in that match. So that's my slam of the week.
I ain't mad at it. I also wanted to big up Saraya and Tony Storm. I enjoyed that match. It was also my slam of the week. I
Yeah.
wanted Tony Storm to win it at one
Yes.
point. Yeah,
Yes.
I was enjoying it.
But I think partly, she had to lose because you want to further continue her descent into not madness but deludedness, as the not washed up but the fading Hollywood starlet. So and listen, she brought the shoes out. She brought them shoes out. Gave us a little single white female esque with the kiss straight into the pile driver.
hmm
Um, I like the story they were telling in that match, which is really the story they were telling since right before All In. Is that Tony is willing to do the things that would potentially end Soraya's career to win the match. But it's like still putting up this whole, oh, I love you, da 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 da,
Yeah.
with Westies, da
When
da
she
da da.
started the match, she was cracking me up with that. Like, yo,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she tried to shake her hand or some shit. That was funny as hell.
And then that hip attack, try to get that hip attack into the turnbuckle. That should be looking
Listen,
brutal, bro.
I wouldn't have moved.
Oh, nah, nah, nah.
I
Oh, no,
wouldn't have
no,
moved.
no. Oh, no,
Saraya got
no,
the wrong
no.
idea. Oh, and
Listen,
then she kissed her.
yeah.
Oh, that was a nice
Listen,
treat.
man.
That was nice.
Listen,
That was nice.
Tony is a bowl of oatmeal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Tony is a bowl of oatmeal, man. She got it. Shout out to her finally finding a character, because like she had like the I feel like when she first came in, it was like kind of generic.
I'm a pretty Australian wrestler. She's
Yeah,
from
coming
Australia, am
out.
I right?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Australian.
Australian wrestler. I was like, okay.
And it was just like, all right, that's it. You're coming out to 80s rock and wearing leather. Like, all
She
right.
would have popped in WWE with this character. She kind of reminds me of with the blonde and everything, carrying Cross Shorty. But does carrying Cross Shorty wrestle? She don't wrestle.
Scarlett.
Scarlett, she
Um,
don't wrestle, right?
Not in the WWE. I feel like she might have wrestled a bit in the indies because they're married for real. So they've been when he was on the indies, she was his valet as well, manager as well. So she might have wrestled in the indies. I'm not sure. But as far as the WWE goes, no. No.
Okay.
But they don't, do they still let her sing during his entrance or no?
I haven't seen him,
Oh yeah, he's been going for a while actually, now that I think
but
about it.
he's been spared apparently with these layoffs. So
Yeah.
maybe she's gonna do it. they see so. I actually don't mind him, yo. He just has to find the right opponent. He has to find a way to. They got to match up with people he can beat.
Yeah,
He has to
yeah,
start winning before
hmm
anything else. Start winning. Um, yeah, I
yes.
don't
I
know.
mean,
He's not. I don't think he's like beyond help. But he has to
no,
start
no,
winning,
yeah.
and
You know
he'll
what
be all
else?
right.
You know what else Tony's entrance reminded me of?
What's that?
The Vaudevillains entrance from like the NXT era with the whole like the screen would it would play
Mm-hmm.
as if the
It's
curtains
like
opening up were an
Charlie
actual
Chaplin shit.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it came out to the old school music and everything like that.
I've heard that Vince wasn't a fan of that stuff. I was watching something yesterday about Aiden English was in that joint, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And they were like, yeah, he not crazy with Aiden English look. I'm like, bro, who cares? People are reacting. The
yeah,
Rusev Day stuff was great. What
exactly.
else you need, yo? That shit was fire. But sometimes Vince just be bugging, man.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
You know what I'm saying? Well, shout
Um,
out to Aiden English. He's on the commentary team on Impact.
oh, word? Well, good for him,
Yeah,
man. He got a good voice for it.
it's him and Todd Phillips who used to be in WWE.
Todd feels got a good voice too.
Yeah, so they're both the commentary team for Impact. And I think the Vaudevillains just reunited for
House of
House of
Glory, I think.
Glory. Yeah.
He might answer to the streets, man. He might answer
Yeah,
to the
you know.
streets.
Yeah,
They still
shout out
run
to
out of
them.
Amazura or not?
I don't know. I'm not
I heard a
sure.
dude I went to college with that used to be like affiliated with them. He used to be like a manager of somebody. Yeah, but I
Oh,
don't remember.
word?
He used to tell me come to a show. I just that was the one indie show that I was like really invited to. I never got to go to was when they were doing shows out of Amazura.
Mhm.
But that's a big venue too. But no
Yeah,
doubt,
yeah. I've caught a
no
couple
doubt.
MLW shows in Queens.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm gonna go to. I'll try to get to an indie show at some point this year. That's my challenge to myself. And
Yeah,
catch the vibe.
yeah.
Hopefully, sit next to people that smell good. Y'all
Word.
make sure y'all take no
That's
showers
the
before
thing.
these shows. Making us look bad, yo.
That is the only thing about it. I'll be like,
I'm
yo,
a well
listen.
manicured, well groomed professional wrestling fan, yo.
And
Ain't
these
trying to
dudes
scare
be
nobody
out.
off.
Like it's like these dudes been out all day, had a whole day of living, and then decided to come to the show without freshening up or anything like that. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
And they
What are you
cargo
doing?
shorts and tees.
Yeah, except for a WWE show, you won't get. Well, there'll be sections of the audience in
Yeah, they're
WWE like
sprinkled. They're
that.
sprinkled.
Well, for the most part, I'm there looking for the single moms at the WWE shows, boy. Listen, what was it? Damn, was it Survivor Series that was at Barclays a couple years ago?
Could be.
It was the pay per view where that same weekend, the next Raw, the fan tried to attack Seth Rollins at the Barclays.
It probably was. I think it was.
Yeah, that weekend. Listen, first of all, the single moms were out there looking good, looking real good, and then all the Sasha and Bianca fans. I was like, oh, okay. So Sasha and Bianca, they bring the baddies out to the wrestling shows, boy. That's who it is.
Yo, when Jade gets to the E,
Ooh, listen,
oh boy,
ooh,
you could
listen,
catch me at some shows. I'll be at UBS. I'll be at all of them.
listen,
You can
and
catch me at all of them.
she could have a legit baddie section in the WWE because models and actresses will love that TV time, love
And they
that
can
quick check.
and they'll market it better.
Yeah,
Cause like
yeah,
Jade was marketing that on Instagram.
herself
Like,
essentially.
yes, like WWE will market that shit every week. They might do
Mhm.
even like vignettes or some shit like, "Do you want
Yeah,
to be a baddie? Do you want to be
yeah,
here?" Like, they might do some shit like that.
yeah. She got to bring that back. She got to bring that back for the culture.
And it's a perfect thing if they want to ever introduce a new character.
Hmm.
They could start out in that baddie section.
Yep.
Well, you know what? You come up here. You think you bad, and then if you want to turn Jade heel at that point, slap. I'm like, yeah. And that chick start
Exactly. Just
wrestling
have her
again.
abusing them. Yeah.
Please, man. I'm giving you too many ideas, man. Call me WWE. Too many
Word.
damn
Listen.
ideas. Stop playing with me, man. Come on.
Listen.
Oh, you know
All
what?
of them. Give us a
Let me
call.
do.
Tony Khan, you working 80 hours a week? Reduce your workload. Hire us, no you?
Yeah, yeah, we could turn it up over there too.
Hell yeah.
Quite frankly, it's certainly a thought. Um, this popped in my head just being in my writer bag for a second. Just want to shout out Kazim, who used to write for
Hmm.
WWE, right? And I came across this. I think he helped write this segment they did some years back with Elias and Kevin Owens in Seattle.
Oh yeah.
And I guess he instructed Elias to diss Seattle about the fact that they no longer have a basketball team in the NBA. And I
Yeah.
literally scrolled through it this morning earlier, and I was like, bruh, this here is one of my favorite moments. That's some good heat, man. That crowd went
Because
like,
they still salty about that.
and if you're not a basketball fan, like you won't understand
Yeah.
that fan base and why they feel that way. But that was real visceral. I watched that whole 2 minute clip, and I just want to shout them out for that. Man, that's what you can do when you're a good writer. Understand certain markets and how they relate to other sports and relationship
Hmm.
with those fan bases and whatnot. That was
Hell yeah.
genius.
I
That was
forgot
genius.
who.
They wouldn't let him get a word out.
I know that's that
It was
real
worse
heat.
than Dominic Mysterio heat, like
That's that
right
real
above it.
heat. I can't remember where Kazim was working now. But yeah,
Oh
shout out to
man,
him. He's a good
that
dude.
dude is everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
That dude is
Shout out to
everywhere.
him.
I think he's doing a Masked Man show. That's their
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
right?
For the
And
ringer.
yeah, the ringer, and I think he be everywhere. I don't know, do be everywhere.
Yeah.
I think he
Shout
does
out
like
to the masked man.
some betting show, you know.
I used to like even before the I haven't listened to the podcast lately, but like I used to read his articles for years.
A
The masked
Shoemaker.
man. Yeah, David Shoemaker.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I enjoy a lot of people's work,
Another
man.
black man doing it out there, David Shoemaker. But
Yeah, shout out to him, man. He had another show he was doing. I don't know if it ended, but they're doing like some the Attitude Era storylines or something like that. It was a podcast.
yeah, I
I
think
forgot what it's
so.
called.
Yeah,
And
I
I don't
think
know
it's
if it
another
ended
ringer
prematurely or
podcast.
not, but I was enjoying that also.
Hmm.
He was doing like in-depth interviews with people involved in some of these angles and shit like that. But yeah, man, shout out to all of them doing the thing. All of us melanated folks, stomping our foot down in these pro wrestling media streets.
Word, word.
It's a good look.
There's more and
Um,
more of us. You got public enemies out there doing their thing. You got
mhm. That's a lot of
who else?
talent, man. A lot of
My man,
perspective,
my
a lot of
man's
humor.
from Wrestle Purist. What's his name? Igbo something. I can't remember his name, but his Twitter handle is Backup Hangman.
I think I've seen it before.
Yeah, but he's another
Yeah.
dude out there. Yeah, there's only one person I don't rock with, and I don't say their name, and I won't say their name.
All right.
But there's one person out there I do not rock with.
I'll learn afterwards. I'll ask afterwards. We won't do that to
Word.
you.
Um, I think one more thing I want to touch on is, like I said earlier, last night I watched Impact 1000. Shout out to Impact for reaching 1,000 episodes of
Yeah,
Impact, because there was a time where it was looking bleak. The Dixie Carter era was looking real shaky
it's
at
not
one
easy.
point, but they survived. They survived, and they're still here. Um, it was a two-parter, so they did part one last week, which saw Team 3D make a return to the ring. That was fun to see, fun to
Oh, they
watch.
wrestled.
Yeah, they wrestled. Yeah,
So WWE was not letting Devon wrestle. I guess because of his heart issues, huh?
yeah. It was Devon
How
didn't
was
do
it?
much, but
Okay.
yeah, like Bubba was the workhorse of the match. But they got in the "What's Up" spot. Um,
Did he bump?
yeah, he bumped a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, Devon?
Um, but he's doing the "Was Up" spot from the second rope now, not the top rope anymore. um,
Okay.
and then they hit a 3D through the table. Um, it was fun. He it was what I think 7 or 8 years since they've been in the ring together, and you can tell like Devon's been like Bubba's still active, so Bubba's still in great shape because he's but he's been wrestling for Impact for like the last year or so now. So, but yeah, Devon coming back looking, rusty, but not unwatchable. And he was able to hit the big spots, which is all that's important when you reach
The
that age in
greatest hits.
wrestling. Yeah, you can knock them out
Okay.
the park and boom. Um, the beautiful people made a return.
What's my shorty name? Alexis
Angelina
Scott?
Love
Angela
is
Love.
and Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. Yeah,
Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky was that was my shorty, man.
yeah, Velvet. Yeah, they still
It was
doing.
around that period where I felt they had the best women's division in the whole
Yep,
industry. Because I think
definitely.
Victoria was over there at that point,
Hmm.
and Gail Kim was over there at that point on the
Hmm.
first stint. And then they had enough women there to have a women's tag team division. Like they were really doing it, man. I like the
They're
beautiful
still doing it,
people.
man. They crushing it. So they had a. Ooh, damn, it wasn't 10. It might have been I think it was like a 16 woman knockout tag match. It was like 8-on-8 last night. Basically, again, that was the main event. So it was like a mixture of like yesterday's stars and today's stars, or so another mixture of yesterday's stars and today's stars. Amazing Kong, Awesome Kong,
Yeah,
Karma.
I heard she. How was she, man?
She was back. She's another one who she's not as mobile as she used to be,
Well, she's
but
an
she
older
was
woman now. She in her
yeah,
40s.
yeah. But she was still able to hit the greatest hits. You know, as long as she could do the implant buster, that's all that matters. Implant buster, a couple of spinning back fists, some clotheslines. That's all you
How
need from her right now.
was she on? Like, was she in character? Was she like, oh, I'm happy to be back? I hope it wasn't
No,
that.
no,
I
she
hope
was in character. She
she was
was
just
in
beating
character.
people ass.
Yeah,
Good,
no
man.
words. Had
Good.
Raisha Saeed with her. Everything like straight up in character. Um,
I'd have been up in there yelling, I miss Glow. I'd be
you
yelling
know,
that shit.
for
I miss
real.
Glow. Bring back Glow. Bring back
Mickey
winning
James.
time. I'm also
Yeah.
hurt about that.
Oh man,
But
listen,
give me a
listen.
break.
I think it'll get picked up. Winning time is definitely gonna get picked up. I feel like,
There's too
and
much
it's
left to
gonna
talk
be
the people.
like I
I
can
don't
see
know,
FX picking it up or something like that.
bro. The acting is good. I can't find where the acting is bad. The acting is
Yeah.
good, and what further validated everything I feel is that Virginia Bus finally fully came around totally,
Mhm.
and she sat down with HBO and did a podcast on camera for 45 minutes last week before the finale. And I watched it this week, like, bruh, she really was just shooting the shit with them and gave even more credence to the legitimacy of a lot of what they were doing. Obviously, some
Mhm.
things are dramatized.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like, yo, the way y'all recreated our house, like that shit was to a T. I was like, nigga, if Jeannie Buss ain't beefing, not a soul can be. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because all
Yeah.
this went on in her house. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know. I
sorry.
know. I know. Jerry West was like initially one of those first people who were kind of salty.
Because they make his character over the top, and but you know what though? That sometimes you need that, and it's funny.
Yeah.
In that last episode, but right before you thought it was over, they had to have a moment where Jerry West was gonna have a tantrum. That shit was hilarious. Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah.
It's
Now
a
bring
tool
that
that
back.
you use in Hollywood. If you want to captivate an audience, it's a tool. These different characteristics that the characters have, man.
That's
He took
it.
it too much to heart. Everybody got a
That's
soft
it.
spot for Jerry West. But the show is good. I hope it does get picked up. I guess it's over for Glow, but I'm glad
Yeah.
also Kong had a good showing. That's
Yeah.
fly.
She got the pin to win the match, so that was good. Um, Mickey James was in it. Mickey James still looks
Cute
good.
stuff. Yeah.
Still look. Oh man, still
Mm.
looking good.
Nick, all
Um,
this, you will crumble.
listen, listen. Trinity, shout out to her. Shout out to all the knockouts, man. Just doing a thing. Still doing a thing. The roster's getting deeper now. Yeah, shout out to Impact because they for a company that doesn't get a lot of eyes on it due to the network situation it's in, they have a really, really talented roster of wrestlers. Like they really do. Like
And I'm
you'll
told that
be,
they really do a good job of showcasing everybody.
yeah, they do. They do.
So I have a lot of respect for what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if I could
Like,
watch you guys, believe me, I would.
mhm.
But I
Yeah,
can't.
they had the Ultimate X. They did I will say that Feast or Fire is such an interesting concept because you can use it to as TNA Impact has done in the past. They've used it to legitimately fire wrestlers.
Yeah.
Um, you can use it for kayfabe firings to build storylines and stuff like that.
It's like a loser leaves town match.
Yeah, so it's like it's 4 briefcases on each ring post, and it's a multi-man match. You got to get the briefcase and get down to the floor with it. And 3 of them have title shots, and 1 of them has you're fired. So you find out everyone opens their briefcases at the same time to find out who getting title shot, who getting fired, and it's interesting because the whole firing someone concept in the landscape where like TV contracts and things like that matter.
Hmm.
So I wish I remember who it was that got legitimately fired.
Do they have an authority figure?
Yeah, Scott Demore.
Ah,
Yeah,
he used to
yeah,
lead Team Canada, right?
Team Canada. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I believe he's also
I think
like
he's a writer for them.
yeah, the right. He's definitely legit the head booker, and I think he might be I don't want to say like vice president, but he has a like his stature in the company is
He's
much
an
larger.
executive.
Yeah, he's an
Well,
executive
he's
in
been
the company.
around from when they was on Spike TV.
Yeah, yeah, they
So,
had
and before that, they was on
what was
Fox
it?
Sports back then too. I don't
Yup.
remember if Fox Sports came on. I don't know if they were on that first. I think it was on Fox Sports first. They was on FS1 first.
Not even when it was just FSN, when it was just regional.
Or yeah, or FSN. They was on that shit.
Hmm.
And that's what I was watching. Like Felix, what's what the black dude?
Elix Skipper, primetime
Felix
Elix
Skip,
Skipper.
Felix Skip.
Yeah, yeah.
So please, and fucking Monty Brown and them.
Hmm.
Please, man. And then they
Hmm.
went to Spike eventually.
Yeah.
And then Spike had them for a good minute. They had some stability with Spike for a little bit.
Then he started getting cute, trying to go to Monday
Scott
nights.
D'Amore was there, Team Canada, Petey Williams, Bobby Roode, Eric, what's his name? Eric Will
Eric
Eric what?
Young, Eric Young,
Eric Young.
who's back in TNA again after a weird. So last year he re-signed with the WWE.
Then the Vince shit dropped.
Yeah, and then like I think they were gonna tease because Nikki Cross had come back too. Well, not Nikki Cross. Oh man, who was in the group with him? I forgot who was in the group with him in WWE. But they were teasing that comeback, and he just never appeared on TV. And then all of a sudden, he's back with Impact Wrestling again.
Well, no, I heard he wanted to release because of something like his morals ain't aligned with what was happening.
Hmm. Oh, okay,
That
okay,
that's what I came across. But I
okay.
didn't realize he already like re-debuted. I don't know how long he's been back. But I
Yeah,
know
he's been back for like a month, maybe 2, a month
so
and a
yeah, so
half.
a few months ago I know they ran his release.
Yeah,
Um
because he came out to the Team Canada music last night, and Scott D'Amore came out with the old tracksuit, waving the flag and everything. Like they threw it back, and because they had an 8-man tag, it was them and America's Most Wanted. Yeah,
Oh,
hell yeah, they brought them dudes back versus
oh, yo, how they look?
So James Storm is still
Because he's
in great
active.
shape. Yeah, because he's active. Um, Chris Harris is getting back into shape.
He
Is
looked
getting
crazy when
back
he was in
into
WWE.
shape.
I haven't seen him since WWE. He looked a little
Yeah,
crazy.
because he hasn't wrestled since the end of his WWE stint. So
Oh
he
wow.
made an appearance in Impact a couple months ago, but didn't wrestle. He just ringside for someone. But he came in. He had the you know how the older wrestlers do, and they're not in the same shape. They wearing, now he
T-shirt
got
and
on
long
a,
ass pants.
and now he got long pants, but he wearing a vest now, like a little leather vest instead of the regular size. Like James Storm was still in the regular tights, his long coat, duster coat with the cowboy hat. But yeah, it was good seeing
Okay,
them.
they did a good job of like saluting
Yeah,
their legacy, man. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it sucks because first of all, with the way they tape Impact, and then with like their legitimate, like, granted, those people were stars in TNA and have been established with that company for years, but it sucks that you can't have an AJ Styles, a Samoa Joe, or someone like that for your 1000th episode. Like a Chris, I
Although,
mean,
funny enough, I think they could have struck a deal with WWE. They seem to have
it's
a working relationship. I don't know if they would have
well,
signed off on them wrestling, but they might have signed off on them making an
yeah.
appearance.
Well, they did. They let AJ do the video tribute for was it? I think it was just for the anniversary, the 20th anniversary of TNA. I can't remember, but AJ
No,
a couple months back they let him film something and send it into Impact. And Impact aired it on TV and stuff like that. And the whole Mickey James being in the Rumble while she was contracted with Impact Wrestling. So it's open, but I think logistically it's tough because they tape in blocks, and you got to be
mm,
available for that set of tapings at that time because they do Monday tapings, I believe,
well,
and it
then
would have
yeah,
been yeah, and it would have been 4 hours because to do last week's part one of Impact 1000 and then this week's it would have been 4, maybe 6 hours. So it's tough, but shout out to Impact, they still here. I was gonna call them the cockroaches of wrestling because they survived the nuclear war that was the Bischoff Hogan Dixie era. But yeah, man, they still kicking.
yeah. I think I got respect for that, man. I'm glad they found their legs.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna get into like what our outlook is on the rest of the wrestling calendar with The Rock popping back up and
Hmm.
Jade soon come and yada yada. But we've been on here a good minute. I want to
Oh
talk
yeah,
to
yeah,
people, man.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
we could probably come back with that next week.
yeah. Definitely, we've
But
been running long the last couple weeks.
yeah, man. But hey, I mean, it's a good problem to have, man. That means a
Yeah,
lot is happening in the industry, so I'm not mad at it.
word, word. Think
Yeah,
we're gonna leave y'all with that, and then I guess that'll be a teaser for next week's episode. We're gonna give an outlook on the rest of the wrestling year, through
yeah.
like
You give it some thought. We
forecasts,
can sleep on it.
predictions, get our thoughts together. Um, but yeah, that's it. Once again, it's the Best of Both Worlds of Wrestling podcast. I am Chris.
Well, you guys enjoy your weekend.
Yes, indeed. Be easy.